What do you think makes Pixar's culture so unique, and what impact did you feel that the early leadership of Pixar, like Ed Catmull, Steve Jobs, John Lasseter, had on the company, and how did you feel that starting out there as a young college grad?
Yeah, I think one important thing is being in the Bay Area. The Bay Area is very much like this place where it's like, kind of whatever goes. Like if you would walk around in San Francisco during that time, someone could be as crazy as possible and people just be like, yep. Like it was hard to make people bat an eye here. And so it's this very kind of like accepting place. I think Pixar is a very accepting place. It also, in the early days, felt to me like it was a little bit a collection of misfits that had found their home. Like, the weird art kids and the weird computer, nerds and whatever. And we were kind of like, how? Like, we get to use all these skills to make this awesome stuff. And so I think that played into the culture a lot. I think Steve Jobs had a huge impact on kind of what mattered in a company. I think Ed is this like very deep thinking, wise person. He was almost like the Dalai Lama of Pixar. We were all like, Ed, and and he set a really great tone. And John was this sort of brilliant creative guy. Especially way back in those days, it was just like there was a lot of energy and excitement, back then. And we were just kind of all figuring it out. And I think being in that, it was a much different time in terms of we were a little company that if you made one bad movie, like that was it. Like we were all going home. They're too expensive. There's too much at stake. And so everybody worked really hard and cared really deeply. And the real ethos there, maybe not unlike Apple, like maybe this came from Steve, I don't know, but it was to make something great. Like, so there's never even the conversation of like, no, that's good enough. Like, that's just not how it is there, And so I think it probably, a lot of it came from the sort of founders. A lot of it is born out of the area, the people there. But also it's just, I don't know, it attracts people who really care deeply about making great stuff. And because it's a company that lets you do that. And that's not always the case.